6:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we're going to get into this update. XRP tried to make a breakout, but it was rejected very quickly this morning. Well, actually, mid-afternoon. We came back up here and I talked about how XRP is going to have to get up and break the 41 cent. And now that we're way over here, this uptrending resistance, now you're going to have to get over the 4167, so the 417 area. And we're continuously getting rejected at this truer uptrend that we created. This is more the parabolic uptrend up here at the 417 we'd have to break, or over here, the 417. But this is the shorter uptrend that was started on January 10th. And we're getting rejected by it not once, not twice, not three times, now fourth time here. We came back up to the 3987 level approximately, or the 399. And now we've quickly reversed back down. And now XRP sits at approximately 3878. Bitcoin, however, is up to 21,212. It's also starting to round the top as well. But it hasn't completely done anything. It's been just stuck here, but it continuously is losing the 20-day. But like I said earlier, as long as we hold this uptrend, and this would be a quite parabolic uptrend, and right now it's meeting it at 21,190 approximately. So we're going to see, and this looks like it's rising up. Not much volume coming in here, but can we have an explosive top? That's what we're waiting to see, unless it just pulls down. If it pulls down, this will form like a Bart Simpson top, and then it gets pretty interesting if that happens. But that's essentially what we're looking for with Bitcoin. Are we going to continue going up, or are we going to push back down and retest this 20,000, in my opinion, 413? If we were to lose that 21,190 uptrend, which, I mean, we're literally, it's so crazy because we're literally right on it right now. And eventually, you start to see wicks, even in the 30-minute. They're all wicks up here in this area. And we're not getting any increased volume push. So if we just get a volume spike to the downside and some sell pressure, this looks like to me that it could very quickly come back down to 20,618 and ultimately the 20,480 level approximately. And everybody will be like, well, what if it pushes up and holds it? Well, let's see if we can hold 20,955 and or 20,480 approximately. Because one of these two levels are going to get hit. And then it feels like it's going to come through a little bit, assuming we can't hold it. So I wanted to show you this update because first uptrend is at 21,190. And then you get to the actual support in the area. And the closest one for Bitcoin, and that's why it's important, is 20,955. And these are my charts. Some people's charts aren't going to line up exactly. We're all on different exchanges and we all look at things a little bit differently. But this is what I've gotten out of the charts. If Bitcoin, though, does have this explosive move up, and that is highly, it's possible. When we're pushing up to these levels, it's absolutely possible. So you can't just say, oh, it's never going to happen. But if it did push up and this bull flag played out appropriately, which as of right now, it hasn't broken down. We haven't lost 21,190 and ultimately 20,413. And if it breaks up, I fully would expect it to come up to that 23,000 level approximately. And there is a scenario where it could come up to 25. As you can see, if you can pass this, actually it's about 26 now because of where we're at, 26,000. So we'll see what happens, but the next main level of concern would be 23,000. And then you start pushing up a little bit. It's the way the patterns are playing out. This, to me, I mean, they're going to do what ultimately is going to get them the most liquidity and the most dollars. And I keep saying, I feel very uncomfortable with this pattern formation. And I fully am prepared for them to come up here and tap that 45 cents. Do they need to? Absolutely not. That's why I've chosen to sit back. I've chosen to preach to everybody. Yes, doing leverage trading can make you a lot of money. But what leverage trading can also do, especially if you have a gambler's mindset, it can get you in a lot of trouble. And the one thing that it doesn't really get talked about, it's addicting. You hit a leverage trade of 100% or 200%, it becomes addicting. And then you do it again, and again, and again. And no matter what anybody tells you, or no matter what they're showing you, nobody hits leverage trading even 7 out of 10 times. You get quick wicks, liquidations. I apologize. I had my tooth pulled yesterday from a broken ventricle, and I'm having a hard time talking still today a little bit. And if you don't know what that is, that's a broken, it's like a fracture below the roots in your jawline. So yeah, I was dealing with that for about 3 years after a dental fuck up, and made me nervous to go back and see dentists. So, but I had to go to 2 visits, and I've had all my work done, so I'm good until June, thank God. But I'm dealing with it a little bit here now. So, bear with me. But the cold hard truth with leverage is it brings you into a casino-like atmosphere. And when it's so easy to make money, especially if you hit it on the first or second try, it's that much easier to lose the money. Believe me. I don't condone leverage trading, and I stopped promoting it. I don't do leverage trading by copy trading anymore. You can't futures trade me. I had the ability to do it with Mexi, but I chose against it, and I decided to do the spot trading, which will be released to each and every one of you when I decide. But that's what I'm going to be doing on BitGet, is the spot trading for when I build my accounts. You can be part of it, but I will no longer promote the leverage trading because, to me, too many good people get into trouble, and I can't have that happen on my watch. So you'll never hear me talk about leverage trading from here on out. And I haven't for some time, but it's just a personal decision I made. If you want to know more about futures leverage trading, or you want to talk to similar-minded people, in my Telegram, I created a free subsection, which everything in there is free if you're in Tom's Army. And it's a leverage trading group. There's about 80 people in there, 78 people right now, and they're brilliant minds. They share a lot. But like I said, you can get caught up in it and lose a lot of money. So I choose to let that be with them. I don't really say much because I'm not trying to promote the leverage trading anymore. So, but you'll hear me talk a lot about the spot trading now. So, and I've always talked about the spot trading. So that's my personal stance on that. Some people have asked me, Tom, why don't you talk about the leverage trading anymore? You're doing pretty good. It was fun. Yeah, you know, it was. But even in moments where I'm like, all right, we're doing pretty good, I knew that some people were getting hammered just from what they were telling me, and it started to weigh on me. Like, if I'm doing good and my audience isn't, or if some of my Telegram's doing good but some of them aren't, you know, I had to make an educated and informed decision. And you know what? Sometimes growth within yourself and within the channel means you got to recognize when you've got to be the stronger figure. So this is me leading by example, not doing futures trading anymore over the airways at all, so that I can properly teach you when to buy spot and how to do the spot trading. And like I said, through BitGet, I was approved for their spot trading. So through the copy trading, you can always find me in the spot trade. You can follow me through futures, but I don't do it no more, and my IP address would be flagged anyhow. Although they've given me assurance that I could futures trade again. I'm not going to. They told me this several months ago. I'd rather just keep this community spot trading, because if we're spot trading, we're not going to get liquidities and liquidations. I don't know why liquidation is the hardest word to say since my tooth pulled, but it is. But we're not going to get liquidations, and we're not going to lose our coins. The worst part about leverage trading as well is that when you get you hit liquidation, and now you might have just cost yourself some of your buy-in for your spot trading. And a lot of people told me, well, I'm going to take some of my funds out of the spot trading, and I'll just get more XRP. Well, unfortunately, more times than not, that backfires, and you end up having way less XRP. So heed that warning. If you see the easy money of leverage trading, I guarantee you one thing. Most of the people that are showing you all the gains and none of their losses, there's a lot of losses in between. And oftentimes, groups, and you'll see people advertise it, and then you'll see groups have it, and then all of a sudden it goes silent. That's because they've all got liquidated. You know, they're liquidated. They got no money left. So feel comfort in the fact that you're 5 to 10% in spot trading. At least it's yours. They can't take your coins away because of a bad trade. You just might not have as much if you sell it. But you will always have, if you buy 10,000 XRP at $1.70, even if it's at 20 cents, you still got your 10,000 XRP. If you had 10,000 XRP because of leverage, it's all gone. So there's no way to build on it. So deep, dirty secret. So what we're looking for in conclusion, uptrending resistance, first level, 398. Second level, we'd have to break over the 4-1. It's tough. We'll say the 416 in the area. And with the pattern it's showing right now, if it continues to move down, the next obvious choice is going to be to hit that 372 or 371 level, which is a symmetrical triangle. We really don't have much in between unless we hold the 382 or the 378. But those are in between zones. Those are more like pivot levels. the next major support level right now that we would be dealing with is a symmetrical triangle at 371. Becoming very, very dangerous with the way XRP keeps getting rejected. The Dow was down almost 400 points, and that come on news. The banks of Japan, and it just bad news in Japan, and then and Goldman Sachs coming out and saying what they said today really made the market go way down today. It made an influx point, and all of a sudden we're down 400 points after being, most markets were doing pretty good to start today. I believe the NASDAQ was slightly up. The S&P was down. That's why you found gold and silver and some of these other under pressure as the day went on. Because the US dollar had a little bit of a bump. Nothing more, nothing less. And right now with the way dollar, the US dollars, whether it's moving up or down, that's pretty much programming the price of gold and silver. But that's not always going to be the case. A lot to follow right now. A lot to follow. But I'm going to do my best to keep you one step ahead each and every day. Make sure to hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate you hitting that like button. Please share this for me far and wide so we can get more people in here. I'm blessed and honored for the amount of people that are in here. But I do have a goal to grow this channel exponentially in 2023. To try to push 300 members in Tom's Army. And right now we're sitting at about 208. So we got a long ways to go. But I do appreciate the support of each and every one of you. I'm going to continue to do this whether I'm sore, whether I sound like an idiot or not. And don't, you can hold it against me that I sound like a moron in this update. That's cool. But I'm going to come here no matter what. I'm going to give you my best effort that I can. Even when I'm sore, even when I don't feel my best, I'll still be here. Morning, afternoon, and night. In most cases, I'll always be here at some point every day, at least twice. To keep you on the right track. Hashtag be better, do better. And remember, we can't do this alone. If you try to do this as an individual, there's no possible way that we can see everything. The biggest joy that I get out of being on YouTube, and yes, I could do this at home, not share this with anybody, but I lose out on a lot of intel, a lot of info, and a lot of good minds that I would have never met otherwise. That's why I always say, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, what the hell is the point? And I truly mean that. If we're not helping each other, we're going to lose at this game because there's a lot of fun and bullshit going on. And trust me, this next chapter going into 2025 is going to be the most volatile and the most brutal that you've ever seen. With the world economy and the economic collapse that we're about to have and the way the central banks are putting it on, you think you've seen anything in 2022? Wait until you see inflation at an all-time high. Wait until you see gold and silver prices start to etch up as the dollar breaks down. That and only then, or should I say then and only then, is when you're truly going to realize something's up. When you go to the store and it's costing you $10 for a carton of eggs, $10 for a gallon of milk, $7 for a loaf of bread, or $10, $10 or more for a barrel of gallon of gas, that's when you're going to truly realize it. Right now, we're not realizing shit. A lot of people tell me that we're going to have the biggest bull run in history in 2023, while simultaneously we're in inflation and people are maxing out their credit cards. So here's my question. You need a lot of new money to come in with new investors. Where are you getting these new investors if they're buying their milk, bread, and eggs, their necessities, diapers, on credit cards? Eventually that credit card maxes out. Then they get sent to court because they take it in, and then they clarify that debt to where they can put a lien on your money and your bank accounts. And then once it gets to that, you think people are going to leave their money in crypto? If you can't buy eggs from the store, if you can't afford diapers for your babies, you think you can put money in crypto? Crypto is the farthest thing from anybody's mind if we're in a full-out inflation. That's why you, me, and everybody who's listening right now or in the future, we have the advantage. We know what's coming. We're preparing for it. We've got our money on the side, and we're not worried about the up and down movements. We're only worried about when we need to get in. There's simply no way for me to say it other than this. In high times of inflation, when nobody's got a lot of cash on hand, and when a lot of people are using their credit cards to pay their bills, eventually the credit cards fill up and the markets collapse. Soon we're going to have $800 to $1,000 point drops in the Dow daily. Bitcoin will struggle to hold 10,000. And it's going to be in 2023, my gut feeling. Hell, we might even struggle to hold 8,000. So we need to prepare, and we need to prepare now. You have my permission to share anything that I ever put out. You can cut it. You can do whatever you want. Just lead people to this station. I don't even care if you act like you're me. Just make sure you're sending somebody here so that we can keep each other together, because it's going to take a lot. And I mean a lot of work with us together to eventually get this right. Because it's going to be a long, long journey, but I want you to be alive in the end of this.